thank goodness I came to Hobby Lobby. And thank goodness I used a 40% off coupon to get at a pretty good price. So another shout out to that, Hobby Lobby. Anyways, how's it going, guys? It is Plastic Disasta, and today we are going to look at the high-grade Universal Century Jesta. Now, I love the design of the Jesta. It's gotta be like one of my favorite members of the GM family, and I really enjoy how realistic it looks and how it takes the tactical approach. If you've seen the anime, which is Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, where it came from, basically it's like a small group of elite soldiers, and when I mean small, I only mean like 4 members, using this kind of mobile suit for specialized escorts and special operations. Now, I do not have the Jesta cannon, even though I kind of like that one a bit more than a regular Jesta, but someday I will get it and do a review on that. Taking a look at the box art, we have the squad of Jestas going through the battlefield, and it really looks pretty badass. Now, if you're asking me, am I planning to get more than one? I mean, only if I'm doing like a diorama or something. Taking a look on the side of the box, we have the marking stickers that it's gonna come with, and one of the action poses it could do, and the sweet articulation it does. And over here we have the weapons and the other accessories. Over here we have the image of the Gundam Unicorn model along with the Jesta squad. Taking a look at the other side of the box, we have the front and the back shot of what the kit is going to look like. And some cool line art over here. And what the Jesta looks like in the Gundam Unicorn anime. Taking a look inside the box, we got 4 bags of runners and the manual. Looking at inside the instruction manual, we have more poses of the Jesta. Now, I know it's in Japanese, but if you want to look at more information, you can look at the Gundam Wiki. Now, right down here, we have the advertisement for more Gundam Unicorn kits. Looking at the other page, we have a familiar art that we saw in the box. And right over here, we have the pilots. And this is really interesting right over here, because it seems like the Jesta is like kind of ahead of its time, because you can like swap out like the backpacks. Unfortunately, I do not have these kind of backpacks, so I can't show this to you on the review. Now, looking at the next page of the manual, seems like we're going to be using most of the parts. Taking a look at the back of the manual, you'll see more poses and where you can lay out the marking stickers, some familiar ones, and more familiar images. And right down here, we have a color guide if you're planning on painting it. Okay, so I'm going to have to shine a light on this one because there are some pretty dark colored plastic. Now, looking at runner A, it's going to be a multicolored runner. We have the, I guess, bluish gray right here, and the dark blue with the probably a hint of gray on this side, and a translucent orange piece right up here for the visor. Right, looking at runner B1, we have more dark blue colored parts. We have parts for the feet, the legs, shoulders, and the shield and the front skirts. We have runner B2, which is going to be a copy of this section. Runner C1 is going to be the joint parts for the arms and the legs, and you have the pieces for the gun right here and the hand options. And you have runner C2 is going to be a copy of this section. Now we have another runner that gives us even more hand options. It doesn't say a letter, but if you look right here, it says HGMP1E. Now, I don't have like any knowledge about this, but at least we got more hand options, so that's nice, right? So if you do know anything about this runner, let me know in the comments below. Here we have a huge polycap runner. Now, we're only going to be using some of them on this build. And here is the Beam and Saber Effect Part runner. Now, we're only going to be using one of them, but it is nice that we have a spare one. Here is a very small foil sticker sheet. Now, this is actually pretty neat for something that came out in 2011. Knowing that this is a high grade, there are some areas that I need to paint to make it look good. And here we have the marking stickers where you can customize your Jesta however you like. Even though there's not a lot of runners in this kit, but I'm still really excited to put it together. And I will see you guys right after I build the Jesta. So, remember when I said that the Jesta was kind of ahead of its time? Turns out I was wrong. It's actually the older seed kits that were kind of ahead of its time because of how all the striker packs that you can swap out. But it is still a nice idea how you can swap out the backpacks with the other Jaken kits. Okay, so here is what the Jesta is going to look like when it's all put together and out of box. And, well, I'm going to be honest, I have mixed feelings about it, but don't worry. Most of the stuff I'm going to say is good, but there's going to be a few cons. As for pros, building this kit is actually really fun, and I actually had a good time with it. And the color separation is actually pretty good with this, especially on the chest area, like right here. Usually it would be like a sticker, but I'm glad that these are like separate pieces, so that's one thing that came out good on this kit. Now, as for cons, like I mentioned before, there's only gonna be like very few of them, and one of the cons I want to point out would be like the seam lines, especially on this forearm. Let me just take this hand out for a second. There's gonna be like a seam line running through here all the way through here, and if you look closely, this is dark plastic. It's gonna show like a pretty bad nub. Like, I tried my best to get rid of it. And for more seam lines I want to point out, here's another one on the shoulder right here, and the one on the side of the head going through here. So other than that, I guess it's not too bad. Another seam line I want to point out would be this gun right here. There's going to be a seam line going across right here, and the way how it's put together is like two pieces like clip on together, and you put this barrel, like attach it right here. There is another con I want to point out, but I'll talk about that in the articulation. So right now I'm gonna work on this kit and doing some painting and some detailing up, and I'll see you right after that. So here is the Jesta. If you put all the effort into it by doing some detail painting and doing some weathering or paint chipping effect, it looks amazing. Now, if you are planning to use these stickers, so for this one, it's gonna go on the crotch piece right here, and as for these two on the left side, it's gonna go on the head, while the other two on the right is gonna be on the gun. Anyways, as you know, when it comes to grunt mobile suits, or in this case, elite grunt mobile suits, I really like to do some weathering or battle damage on the kit. This kind of brings the kit to life, and if you want to know what areas to paint, let me show you. So what I did is you paint the this area right here black, so there's two on each leg, so which will be four. I painted the orange right here on this crotch piece right here. I also painted orange like up here. I painted this area black, 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 black. Right here is gonna be like yellowish green, and right over here in the back of the head is gonna be orange. And once again, I painted white behind the translucent orange piece just to make it look brighter. And what else? I painted the little silver detail right here. I painted here dark gray, and dark gray. And I even painted the bottom of the feet too. Yellow, yellow, dark gray, and more dark gray down there. Since I'm on the feet, if you take a look at it, there is no hollow spaces. And going back to the painting, I also painted black on the skirts right here and here. And I did some painting on the back skirts right here and right here. So other than that, not too hard to detail paint. Come to think of it, since I painted feet, I don't know how you guys display your model kits. Either you have them standing still like this, or you put them in the action base, which shows off the bottom of the feet. So I guess it's up to you if you really want to paint that or not. And more things I painted, which would be the shield right here. I painted this part black, and I painted the missiles white. And as you may notice, I did put the stickers or the marking stickers on the kit. Since I'm dealing with dark plastic, if you look right here, it does show like a little bit of the outline, so it may look kind of ugly. So you're better off either not using it or get some water slide decals. Since I've already showed you the shield, let's move on to the rest of the accessories. Now, you have these two arms. One is to reach out and one's to close in. Now, there is a master grade version of this kit where the hinge joint actually moves, but as for the high grade, you're gonna have to swap it out. It's a little inconvenient for me, but no big deal for me. The funny thing is that if you ever display it on the front, it only shows the hollow side, and in the back, it shows like all the nice stuff with it. So I don't know what Bandai was thinking. I guess they're kind of cheaping out on the plastic during that time. As for hand options, you have two of the open palm hands for the left and right, two of the weapon holding hands also for the left and right, and you have one trigger figure hand only for the right hand. Here you have this really nice looking beam rifle, which I painted the silver details in, and I also painted the orange. And last but not least, you have two beam saber effect parts. Now the thing is, you only need one because there is one stored right here in the forearm on the left arm. So with the other beam saber, you can actually give it to another kit. Now I know the accessories are minimal, but it is what you expect for a grunt mobile suit kit. Now let's move on to the articulation. The head is on a double ball joint. The shoulder pad can move up right here, and the arm can move all the way up, which is pretty good. So you have a bicep swivel right here. The arm bends over 90 degrees, which is actually not bad. And you have the wrist, and it's on the ball joint. As for the waist, you don't get a lot of movement, so you have a limited waist swivel right here. It can move forward just a little bit. Be careful not to pop off the torso up here. It can move side to side just a little bit, and it won't move back that far. The front skirt can move way up. The side skirts can move out that far. Of course, the back skirt doesn't move. It's expected as a high grade. The leg can move up that far and back that far. The thigh swivel right over here. And here is what makes me a little upset about this kit. Now, the thing is, the knee bends 90 degrees. Now, the funny thing is, when I put this, or before I put this piece on, the bend of the knee can bend more than 90 degrees, but then when I slap this part on, it only bends up to 90. So that's a little disappointing, but it doesn't really bother me that much. As for the ankle, it can shift forward and backwards, or just forwards, and it's on a ball joint as well, and a pretty tiny pivot. And as for the backpack, the thrusters is on a ball joint as well. And one more thing I forgot to mention is that there's like a rotation right over here, which brings out a little more posability, which is actually pretty nice. So overall, the articulation is not great, but it's doable. But you're not gonna expect to do some dynamic poses on this kit. It's time to put this kit in a few poses. As for the beam rifle, I already attached the trigger finger hand on this one. So all you gotta do is just pop off the hand, put it right here. And what's also pretty cool is that if you use the weapon holding hand, you can take this handle, put it right here, so in case you didn't notice, when I was putting on the beam rifle on the Jesta, the weapon holding hand for the left side accidentally popped off. But if you manage to work with it, you can actually pull off some really nice ground poses. Like for this one, I went with the soldier running in the battlefield kind of pose, even though I said that word again. Still looks really nice though. Now to get the beam saber handle out, you're gonna need to get like a toothpick or a modeler's knife to get it out, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So once you get it out, here it is. Get the beam saber effect part, put it in, and you can put it on the weapon holding hand. Now, as for this pose, there's really anything special. It's just a standard beam saber, which is not a bad thing. The question is, does it fall out? Huh, looks like it passed the test. Now, in order to put the shield on, you're gonna take this piece out. Second, you can pick either the reached out arm or the closed-in arm. So for this one, I'm gonna go with the one that reaches out. Take this peg, plug it into the shield right here if it cooperates. There you go. Oh yes, and another point of articulation, there's like a hinge right here and a rotation right here. And last, just plug this piece right in, and there you go. As for this pose, I tried to go for make him like fly backwards, and then while he was retreating, he will be shooting like the white missiles. And look at that! It shows the paint job I did to the feet. How funny is that? If you're gonna go with the closed arm, you're gonna lose a full rotation, but at least you'll get some of it, and at least you'll still keep a hinge. And it's gonna be facing backwards like that. Now, as for size comparisons, here it is next to the standard size RX-72. Now, even though these two are from the same universe, it's just that the Jesta takes place many years after the original Gundam series, and as you may notice, the Jesta is taller than the regular size Gundam. And here is the Jesta next to the full armor Unicorn Gundam, which is also from the Gundam Unicorn series. Now, I know this is on the action-based stand, but if I give him a little boost, yeah, the Unicorn Gundam is still taller than the Jesta, which is pretty accurate. Alright, so here are my final thoughts for the HGUC Jesta. It's good, but not great. You're not going to pull off any dynamic poses like I've shown you in the articulation. Now, does it really stop you from getting this kit? No, but it still really looks nice, and it does have a good amount of accessories. Now, this kit normally goes for 20 bucks, but as you can see in the very beginning of this video, I went to Hobby Lobby and used the 40% off coupon on this thing, and I really got a sweet deal out of this. Please sponsor me, Hobby Lobby. Now, if you ever get this kit, I really recommend to do the paint chipping effect like how I did. Really brings the details out, and it makes the kit stand out as well. Now, I'm not forcing you to do the paint chipping effect, but it's up to you. If you really want to do some detail painted, panel lighted, top coated, it's fine. Other than that, I say pick it up. It's a really nice kit, whether if you're a fan of GMs or if you're a fan of the Gundam Unicorn series like I am. Alright guys, if you make it to the end of the video, I want to say thank you for watching. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and if you're new here, subscribe as well. Alright, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm not obsessed.